Who is ready for some more Zelda? I know I am. This is Ocarina of Time on the N64, the Nintendo 64. So a few weeks ago, guys, a lovely subscriber, asked me, I love that jump, asked me if I would take a look at all the Zelda games. So, this one's up next, Ocarina of Time, one of my favourite Zelda games of all time. I must have said the word time a million times already. Anyway, this, or rather, on old school, I usually start right from the beginning, so you see the menus and that kind of thing. I've decided against doing that this time. I thought I'd play the first kind of half hour first, and we've got this boss who's at the end of this tutorial, kinda. It's not officially a tutorial, but I call it a tutorial stage. Yeah, it goes on for a while, guys, basically. So I want the game to open up a bit, which it does after you beat this thing. And I don't know why I'm talking to you all as if none of you have ever played this, because 99% of you watching will have played this game, I'm sure. So I've got the iPad open as usual, guys. I'll get into reviews later on in the video. The reviews this received back in the day. I did own this game. I was trying to remember if I borrowed this off a friend or I owned it. I owned this game. I was addicted to it, guys. I was obsessed with this game. Like most Zelda players, this is a very, very highly regarded. So I've got to focus here, guys. Because, I died last time, basically, on this boss. This is my second attempt. So, there is one thing and one thing only I do not like about this game. And it's the camera. But that's an N64 trait rather than the game's fault. They've obviously catered the game for the system it's on. Those damn C buttons. And the camera is... I'm going to blame the camera on dying to this boss last time, so... It's a very straightforward boss from what I remember. You basically stun the boss, the spider, with the catapult, the slingshot, whatever you want to call it, and then hit the spider in the eye when it is stunned. Like this. And I think you do that 3 times. And there you go, it dies. And I'm going to be a broken record. I keep referencing Dark Souls, but playing the first half hour or so of this game, oh my days, it is so, or I should say Dark Souls is so influenced by this in terms of stage design. It's just Dark Souls before Dark Souls was Dark Souls. But I love Zelda games, like a lot of people do. Absolutely love them. It's been so much fun going back to these. So last time round, we looked at Zelda 2 on the NES. Well done, CM. CM is me, by the way, chorizo machine. Oh, it's the tree. I'm pretty sure he's dying, isn't he? I think this might be a good opportunity to read some reviews to you guys, but I'll quickly just touch on the roadmap. So, Link to the Past was the first game I looked at, and then someone in the comments said, can you look at all the Zelda games? So I did. Well, I haven't looked at them all yet. So next up then was The Legend of Zelda, or whatever it's called on the NES, the first game, and then Zelda 2 was the previous video. Oh, it's Ganon on his horse! And now this. So, next up. Is it Majora's Mask after this? The sequel to this? It's a bit all over the place when it comes to Zelda, because you don't have to follow the story. Every game is unique in its own right, I think. Anyway, reviews! It received critical acclaim. No one is surprised by that. Edge magazine. I used to buy Edge. Gave it a 10 out of 10. Electronic Gaming Monthly, EGM, gave it 10 out of 10. Famitsu in Japan gave it 40 out of 40. GamePro gave it 5 out of 5. GameSpot gave it 10 out of 10. IGN gave it 10 out of 10. Next Generation gave it 5 out of 5. Nintendo Power, this does surprise me, give it 9.5 out of 10. So all of those places gave this 10s, and Nintendo Power, which you would think would be biased towards Nintendo, give it the 9.5, which is still a fantastic score. Anyway, it also won several Game of the Year awards at the likes of Edge, EGM, GameSpot, the Japan Media Arts Festival. We need more cutscenes on these videos like this so I can just ramble away to you guys, but it is cool to look up review scores and that kind of thing. Gameplay was generally praised as detailed, with many side quests to occupy the player's time. EGM enjoyed the Electronic Gaming Monthly enjoyed that Nintendo was able to take the elements of the older 2D Zelda games and translate it to 3D flawlessly. I would agree with that. And sales, it was a huge success. I mean, none of this is going to surprise anyone, is it? Some people, if you take a look at the Zelda subreddit, for example, and the thread gets thrown around quite a lot, and the question is top 3 Zelda games, or the best Zelda game. A lot of people say this. This isn't my favourite. I'd say this is my third. If I got a top 3, it would be Breath of the Wild, considering I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet. My wife bought it for my birthday, but I still haven't played it yet. Link to the Past at number 2, very close at number 2, and this will be third in my top 3 Zelda games of all time. Let me know yours in the comments. So there's lots of cutscenes and stopping and talking and that kind of thing in this version, or in this Zelda game. But then it does open up. It's going to open up any second from what I can remember. I haven't played this. I'm trying to think when I last would have played this. Around 2000? Year 2000, maybe? But I did buy it around release. Was it 98? And I always remember I had a girlfriend at the time. I'm not going to say her name in case she's watching, and I'll be a bit embarrassed. She's not going to be watching, so who cares? But anyway, I used to make excuses not to meet up with her, because I was living with my parents. I was studying in college at the time. And I'd make excuses like, oh, I'm really ill tonight, or whatever, basically. I feel quite bad thinking back to this. I feel a bit guilty about it. Because of this. Because I just bought this, and I just wanted to stay in and play this after work or after college. I'm sure many of you have done the same thing. Or you've skipped school or college or work because of a game that you loved. We've all done it. We've all done it. But back to Zelda. Enough about ex-girlfriends. Yeah, this, apart from camera, is more or less flawless for me. It's nearly perfect. Is it the best game on the N64? For me, 100%. Nothing gets close. Not even Mario 64, which I adored, gets close. Or Mario Kart 64, which is my favourite Mario Kart, doesn't get near this. Oh, this dude! He was blocking me earlier, not letting me in, because I didn't have a sword and shield, and now he's not letting me out. Hey, CM, what did you do? The Great Deku Tree, did he die? How could you do a thing like that? It's not my fault. How dare you? I don't like that guy. Anyway, so this is where you start the game. This is like Elven Village place. Whatever it's called. And it's quite vague, which is what I love about Zelda games. Again, the Dark Souls games influenced by this series, they're very vague as well. But yeah, you have to go and find your sword. It doesn't tell you how or why, or it does tell you why, to get past that guy who was blocking the entrance. I couldn't leave here earlier, by the way. He wouldn't let me. It said, you cannot leave now. You must go and speak to the giant tree. Yes, I'm leaving, or I'm trying to leave. Oh, I think this person gives me the little flute thing. Is it called an ocarina? I think that is an ocarina, isn't it? I don't know. I never got round to finishing this game. Which, to come to think of it, I don't think I've ever finished any Zelda game. I've always got near the end on quite a few of them. But yeah, I don't think I have finished the Zelda game. Breath of the Wild I am at the end though, so I will finish that. Okay, so to set it to the dodgy C buttons. Now, again, if you are new to this channel, you've stumbled across this video for whatever reason, I get my friend on here, or my friend helps me, my good friend Dave, with the channel, and sometimes he appears on these videos, and we always moan about the C buttons on the N64 controller. I hated them. I hated that controller. It's like an alien hand. It was just silly. Her face. She looks more confused than sad, doesn't she? Anyway, now the game will open up. Here we go. Ocarina of Time. This is where I remember seeing this Hyrule Field for the first time back in 1998 and just be like, wow, here we go kind of thing. I wouldn't say this game is open world in the true sense of the word, because it's clever in the way it portrays itself as an open world game, but it's not. I don't think it is anyway. Oh, hello, Mr. Owl. So I'm not going to focus on the main quest, guys, because right now I'm supposed to go straight to the castle, I think. Yes. Yeah, okay. I'll show you the castle. And again, most of you have played this. This is nothing new. I've taken a trip down memory lane here kind of thing. But what I'll do is take a quick look at the castle and then just run around and see what happens and see just what this game has to offer. It is so good, though. So Mr. Owl has flown away. I mean, I quite like how it delivers this world. And some people prefer it to Breath of the Wild being completely open and leaving you to your own devices, sort of thing. But I think in Breath of the Wild there are so many gameplay mechanics going on. It was so ahead of its time. There are so many tedious open world games. Breath of the Wild for me is just spectacular. But a lot of people do not like it. It's a strange one. And I respect that. I'm like that with the God of War games. Everyone adores the God. I just find them just so overrated. They're fine. They're not bad. But it's just like, where's the hype come from with God of War? So I get it that people are like this about some Zelda games. I have to respect that. But anyway, back to Ocarina of Time. Here we go. These dudes only come out at night, I think. Get that rupee. This is a difficult game, but all the Zelda games are slightly difficult, I guess. Because even the first half hour or so, which I didn't record, was fairly tricky, because you have to climb up webs and get past these huge spiders and then take them out with the catapult. There's a few puzzles in there as well, which I had to remember how to do. But I love it. I love the challenge. There's no difficulty settings in Zelda, any of the Zelda games from what I can gather. It's just press start, create your save file, play, die a lot, explore, fight, soak up the atmosphere. There is nothing like it. Definitely my favourite series of video games, I would say. Between this and Pro Evolution Soccer, that would be up there as well, because I'm a big fan of the footy games, as most of you know. So yeah, it'd be up there. Pairs and this, just timeless. Absolutely timeless. Is that drawbridge? Is that gonna... I'm pretty sure that drawbridge does... Is he glitched? He has, you know. Yes, it does. As soon as it's morning, the drawbridge opens up for business. Oh, this still looks so good. Oh, that's right. I remember the cameras changing and being fixed kind of thing. Can I go in there? I can. A bit like Resident Evil does it. The original, when you run from room to room and you get a fixed camera on your character. This is what I love. The NPCs. It's just so cool. That's right. Smash up some jars. This is Dark Souls. Or rather, Dark Souls is this. Just running into rooms and rolling around in Dark Souls rather than picking up the pots, ceramic pots, and just smashing them up. But Miyazaki, the Dark Souls and Bloodborne creator, is on record of saying he was a big fan of the Zelda games back in the day. So everyone's influenced by something, aren't they? But anyway, yeah, you could do this. Smash up parts, collect rupees. I'm not going to spend too much time doing this because it's... there's far more interesting things to see. But yeah. I just love the graphical style of this, and I did with Mario 64. Now, the N64, as an aside, wait a sec, actually, guys. I'm sure there's some ridiculous dancing going on here in the market. There it is. Look at these two. I love that, though. That used to crack me up back in the day. Yeah, this is the town square, basically. The castle, if I kept running that other way... past the dancing foolishness, I had got to the castle and then the main quest gets going, but I'm not going to do that because I just don't cutscenes and lots of talking. I'd rather just do this, explore. But if you compare games today to this, like, because I am in the middle of Breath of the Wild or at the end of it at the moment, it really does show you how far gaming has come, because this is so barren, this landscape, isn't it? For its time, it was incredible, though. But yeah, what I was about to say, as an aside, the N64, the Nintendo 64 console, I think, is where I started dropping off Nintendo gaming a little bit. Because I adored the NES, the SNES, the Game Boy. And then I bought the N64, the GoldenEye bundle. And I kind of started falling off. For whatever reason. I blame the PS1. But this got me back. This got me back into Nintendo. Because when Nintendo released a first-party game, generally... this guy... that lazy bum. I wonder if Nintendo would write that kind of dialogue today, because we live in different times now. But anyway, yeah, this hooked me back. When Nintendo make first-party games, in general, or generally, they don't mess around. They're usually extremely good video games. Can I ride a horse here? I don't think I can, but I will try. It's been a long time. No, there's no prompt. There's no button prompt, is there, for me to jump up on the horse. And also, there is a game... Can I go in here? No. There is a game, a Zelda game I haven't played, Spirit Tracks. That intrigues me. I'm going to try that for old school. I'm going to go through them all, guys. Apart from... I'm not going to touch Breath of the Wild. or Tears. There's no point. They're new, what I class as newish games, especially Tears. It was like out yesterday. So, but yeah, everything up to Breath of the Wild, I'm going to try my damnedest to cover for old school. This is so good, this game. It's just so good. The music is incredible. Yeah, I don't remember what's around the corner at all, basically. Which is awesome. Do you know what as well, guys? Do you know what? Do you want to know what? I might actually attempt to play this all the way through and finish it. Not in this video, of course. Oh, it's the owl again. Is it a different one? Is he going to tell me off and say go back to the castle? Oh no, he's just giving me directions. Ah, oh, Gerudo Valley. I've just been there in Breath of the Wild. I think it's the tribe of female soldiers, isn't it? And to get in their hideout, or it's not their hideout, but to get into their town, that area of the map that they rule, you basically have to disguise yourself as a female to get in. They just don't let males in. So I wonder if it's the same deal in this game. Oh, I remember these. These things were a pain in the backside. So the draw distance is okay, isn't it? It's not bad at all. The N64, for all the criticism I gave it, it was a capable console. It was a powerful machine. My issue with the N64, and I have touched on this before, guys, but a few of you watching might not have seen previous videos that I've made. It was the whole cartridge thing, you know? It was like... Can I hit that from here? Have I killed that? I don't think I have, right. It's just floated away. Maybe because it's night. Yeah, the whole cartridge thing. It's like, I really thought Nintendo would get with the times and give us a CD console, like the PS1 was around at the time. And Dave has said on this channel before, when he's been on videos with me, it was probably related to piracy. Piracy was a thing. It was rife at the time. And Nintendo's way around that was, well, we're going to stick with cartridges. You're not going to be copying that. Good luck to you if you can. But obviously cartridges were expensive. Expensive to make, expensive to produce. And that was my issue, I guess. Although these days, when I'm emulating, it does remind me, if I'm playing a PS1 game, how damn slow the loading times are. It's not the case with the N64, obviously, again, because it's cartridge. But anywho, as they say, I'm enjoying the N64 and respecting it far more now as an adult than I did as a young adult. I was just too edgy and cool, I think, around that time. I was like, yeah, man, I play PS1. I'm playing all these adult kind of games on the PS1. I'm too cool for school. Whereas now, I've kind of regressed back to childhood. And I'm like, I want to play Zelda and Mario. Not that they are games for kids. There's a lot of adult themes in the Zelda games. They can be very somber, very dark. I love the way he puts his head upside down. Owls are so weird. I love them. So yeah, up next I think will be the next N64 game. I'm sure it's Majora's Mask. But whatever it is, I'm trying to do it in order of release. There's going to be handheld Zelda games as well. I got to remember that. So I need to be taking a look at those. If they're not in order, they're not in order. It doesn't really matter, guys, does it? Because like I did say at the top of the video, the beauty of Zelda is you don't have to keep up with the series and the story. Because it's always its own unique game. It's always basically you wake up as Link and you got to go and fight Ganon and kill Ganon because he's evil and doing nasty stuff to the world. He's just being a bit of a bad boy. That's generally the story with Zelda. Although the lore, yay, it's Gerudo Valley. I listen to that sort of Mexican style music. I love it. Yeah, you always get the same species across all the games, so that's how I know the Gerudos. It's the female army. They have got male in their species as well, because I don't think I've ever met one, but they do talk about their husbands, but it's the women who fight and guard their base and stuff. They're cool as hell, the Gerudos are. Oh, okay. So like I said earlier, in Breath of the Wild, you basically disguise yourself as a female Gerudo, and they let you in, no hassles, no bother at all. But yeah, that is Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Again, most of you have played this, you all know about it. I just got so excited about making this video, I have to say. I've been really looking forward to doing it. Oh! Can I push this off? See? I'm hooked. I'm hooked. It's Zelda. This is what it does. I'm just hooked now. I'm going to be playing this all day. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of this game. Which version did you play? I'm pretty sure there's a GameCube version, isn't it? What I bought for my wife. Not that any of you guys would know, but I'm sure I bought her this. Oh! For a Christmas one year on the GameCube, and that's all she played for weeks and weeks. But anyway, let me know your top 3 Zeldas. Let me know what you thought of this. Look out for more content coming to the channel. I'll speak to you all very, very, very... Oh, it's Lake Hylia. I'll speak to you all very, very soon.
Ha!